Hey there, welcome back to OwlDragon Adventures. I'm Scott Kegler,
And I'm Rob McPherson.
and this is our January vlog. So we wanted to get together for January, talk about the kind of the state of the union for the channel for 2022. We thought this would be a good opportunity to just talk about things we're excited about, things we want to hear from you about on the channel, and really just kind of dive in and lay the groundwork for the year.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first thing we wanted to do is just thank everyone who has subscribed so far. If you haven't done so yet, if you click that subscribe button down below, it really helps us out. It lets us know who's watching, and also more importantly, it helps us grow our channel and grow our community so we can have more conversations about this stuff.
Absolutely, and we really appreciate the interactions we've had so far. If you have any comments, first, if you like the video, please go ahead and like it. If you don't like it, go ahead and dislike it. But if you have comments, feedback,
we can't see dislikes anymore.
Yeah. But either way, whatever you want, we just want to hear about you on the channel. Feedback. We got notes on audio, so we got a new microphone,
Yep.
as hopefully you're appreciating right now. So special thanks to our friend Matt on that. But any feedback at all that you just on the channel, we've had some good interactions on Facebook recently, asking for recommendations on games. That's what this is about. This is not just us telling you about what we like. We want to hear from you and be able to maybe spend our dollars on games, try them out, see if we like them or not.
I was just going to say, I think as we said in our introduction video, we want you to spend our money on us.
Absolutely. This is our passion, so we want to be able to make it easier for you and help inform some of your decisions on games. I think we have our own unique perspectives on things, and hopefully this is helpful. But again, thank you for everyone who subscribed so far. Next thing we want to talk about is just conventions, and we're coming fresh off of PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia. We had a great time. Thank you for everyone that got in touch with us.
I think I've recovered at this point.
Yeah. It was fantastic. Spent way too much money on games. Got a lot of games that I'm really excited to try. Haven't gotten through nearly everything. I'm looking over at my shelf right now. There's still stuff that's on the shelf of shame. Although I feel like we've been doing really well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like your shelf of shame is smaller now than it has been just from a random
I think
trip
it's
to our game store.
It's a pretty good amount of games on there still, but it's not this. There's only this I should probably do a video on this or discussion on TikTok for this. But there's one game that's just haunting me that's been sitting there since September. But
there's only 2 games on there that you picked up. No, 3 games on. Oh no, 4. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's significant.
Okay.
But anyways, it was a fantastic time. Really looking forward to going again, and talking to the same people, having a lot of fun. It was great to play test a lot of games that we were excited for or had never even heard about.
Yeah, if you haven't checked out our videos about PAX U, you can check out them. They're in a playlist all their own right here on YouTube, so you can take a look at that and see what we got up to while we were there.
Yeah, absolutely. So our first convention though of
2022
will be TotalCon. That's going to be more local to us. It's been around for 30 years, but it's, again, more regional to us.
They bill themselves as the oldest in New England, right?
Oldest in New England, I believe. I've never been personally,
Nor I.
This is kind of our journey too, our adventure here with OwlDragon, and we are excited to check it out. We'll be probably going for just this Saturday, but maybe that'll change. But right now, that's the plan, to go up for that Saturday. Very excited to do a lot of play there, though. That's going to be less of a shopping heavy. Hopefully, less of a shopping.
Keep telling
trip.
yourself that, Scott.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we're going to get up there. We're going to sit at a table. We're going to play. So if you guys are going to be there, please ping us. Let us know. We would love to play some games with anybody who's going up there, and just kind of get a lay of the local land.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly more tame than PAX U.
Well, it'd be nice too. It's just it's like an hour 20, hour 30
Right.
for us, so versus the train ride, which wasn't bad to PAX, but this will just be a little bit more casual for us. But looking forward to it. Then I think more of our big trip for next year is going to be Gen Con.
Right.
I have been trying to go to Gen Con for over 10 years now. And
I was supposed to go in 2021, but right as we were coming up to it, there was a huge spike in cases, and I had just gotten a new job, and it just did not work out.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get there this year. We're going to lock that stuff in pretty soon so we don't spend a fortune on travel. And
I'm looking forward to that. So, that's kind of the big show, I feel, for us for 2022. But very excited. If you're going, let us know. I'd love to catch up. That was one of the best parts about PAX. It was cool, seeing new games, spending money I didn't need to. But the most fun was playing games with people and just sitting down. And
yeah, we met up with a couple of people who had actually pinged us beforehand to do so that was great. And we bumped into one of our friends who we had no idea was going to be there too.
Fantastic. We are definitely going to do PAX again because, as we previously said, like it was just a blast.
Right.
But if there are other conventions that that I haven't mentioned, I know there's tons of conventions, but if they are, particularly in the Northeast, not a lot of travel that we can add in.
Yep.
I think we could probably add in some, driving trips within that region. So anywhere within the New England area, maybe a little outside of it. I'm happy to try that out. We want to get table time, but like we also want to see things that we haven't. That was one of the best parts about PAX was just seeing games I had no idea about and getting to play them for the first time.
You'll be able to see a couple of reviews of the new games we picked up at PAX in the relatively near future. We've got them on the schedule, some of those surprise ones that we have mentioned. But
and outside of conventions, the next big thing for us is games that...
Where our money from 2021 went.
Yeah, so
Kickstarter and GameFound.
Yeah, we've done a fair share between the two of us. We have about 24 games, different games. I think between us, like I think you've got the lion's share of unique games between the two. We have about like 8 or 9 games we both backed for various reasons.
I have impulse control issues.
Yeah, but we have a good amount of unique games as well. So all 24 of those games will show up on the channel. Hopefully, as long as those games all are coming in timely.
Yeah, and I've been hearing that the shipping crisis is rolling to an end. In fact, I just saw an article today as we're filming this stating that the holiday rush that I were afraid was going to happen and get backed up did not happen at all, which was great.
Yeah, so
so fingers crossed that continues forward.
Yeah, if we're on track for a lot of those games, I mean, shipping aside, and sometimes I know there's other issues that delay games, but we have a lot of games coming up in the next few months, so Q1, that we're excited to try out. The big one you have coming is...
so I'm getting Frosthaven, so I picked up Gloomhaven about a year and a half into its existence. I just started really getting into board gaming at that point, and it was the must-have game, so I pre-ordered it, and as I said to my wife, it was the happiest I've ever been when randomly $120 left my bank account when Amazon shipped my product. I was like, oh, so I've had a lot of fun with that game, which led to Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion, which is just a phenomenal game. So I'm really looking forward to Frosthaven. It's been delayed about a year now, but we did just see them at PAX, and... by all accounts, everything is on track for a February delivery, which probably means arriving at doors in March.
Yeah.
I'm counting on it to be early April, just with a few other factors.
Just in time for us to finish Descent.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but very excited for that. Some smaller games as well. A couple smaller games, and then some other larger games. But Tiny Epic Dungeons is by Gamelin Games. I'll be getting that hopefully within the next 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, they were supposed to ship this month, and they had a couple of delays, so I think they're on target for a January shipment.
We're both big fans of the Tiny Epic series, some more than others. But I'm very excited for Tiny Epic Dungeons. We both love dungeon crawls.
Yes.
I really love dungeon crawls.
It comes from our D&D roots.
It's that. It's just I love the idea of cooperative dungeon crawl. Mm-hmm. Everyone's on the same side. It's co-op games are always just, in my opinion, just easier to get to the table. I'm probably most people's opinion, but unlike a lot of their other games, it's actually going to have miniatures versus meeples.
Right? Yeah.
So usually Tiny Epic games, it's always usually meeples or fun versions of meeples or item meeples. So I'm very excited to have this game. I may or may not have spent too much money on the pledge.
That's like the motto of the channel. I may or may not have spent too much money on the pledge manager.
But although I was just like complimenting myself on my restraint earlier with a couple of things I didn't add to the pledge. But the other small game that we both backed, but it's a very small game, Skulls of Sedlec.
So that's by Button Shy Games, who we've mentioned before on the channel. One of our favorite developers out there. They're really friendly to the community, and they put out some great games. Skulls of Sedlec is actually one of our favorites.
Probably my favorite of Button Shy Games.
I think it is my favorite of theirs too.
It's so easy to get people to play this game. It's a great puzzle, quick game, 2 to 3 player. But they just released all their another wave of expansions on a Kickstarter. I ended up grabbing a full pledge because I just want another copy of it.
But their full pledge was $40.
Exactly. But it was totally worth it. It's one of those games.
I've got that too. I just checked today. Actually.
I in fact just grabbed another copy of it at PAX that I gifted to somebody.
Yep.
It's a great game. Very excited for it.
Yeah, if you haven't played it already, it's available on their website. They just did another printing of it. Actually, they were mentioning it at PAX, so go ahead and grab that. Really fun puzzle game. You're going to see a bunch of expansions coming real soon for it too. They believe they are taking late pledges as well. So.
Yeah, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yep.
We played it a great game in convention areas, very small table presence. You can play it on
that sitting in line in the morning.
I want to say we even played it on a train too, but I could be wrong. But either way, great small game. One other small game, and then we'll talk about a big game that we both spent too much money on. But Not Enough Mana. It's a smaller game. I'm very excited to play. It's actually a card-based drinking game. Which the reason why I bring it up, I'm very excited to play it. I kind of went all in on that too. We're going to do a new game series in 2022 for the channel called GUI, so Gaming Under the Influence. Well, we will do a recording of us.
Where we will destroy our livers for your entertainment.
Yeah. Well, I'm already in the process of that, but at least now you get to enjoy it. So very excited to play that. You're wizards using different spells each other, but the way you regain mana is you have to drink to get your mana back.
So as we plan that series, just as a little segue there real quick, if there are any board games out there that you could think of that would make a great GUI entry without giving us alcohol poisoning, please put it in the comments below and we will take it into consideration.
Well, I have 2 formal drinking games coming in next year too, but we'll talk with the other one in another video.
We're going to play some informal ones too.
Well, we're happy to do informal, so it could be anything. It could be like a heavyweight game, or it could be like Battleship, like whatever you want to see. We just thought it'd be a fun series.
I refuse to play Monopoly as a GUI.
Well, let's do like Raccoon Tycoon or something like that.
Every time you lose an auction, you drink.
Yeah, exactly. But that's a smaller game that's coming. I'm very excited. It's a smaller publisher. I'm just excited to see it. The marketing was fun on it, and it wasn't a huge pledge.
Probably moving on to the second biggest, I think, of next year total.
One of the biggest for us is Zombicide, Undead or Alive?
Undead or Alive.
Undead or Alive.
Yep.
Which, again, this is like one of the earlier ones where I was pledging with you, like where we both had no impulse control, and I think I had a little less impulse control than you, because I think I went like a little further.
Yep, you went a little bit further than I did. You got a couple of the extra abominations, like you have the Abominable coming.
Yeah, so I'm jealous about. It's a Western, which has me dead to rights. And it's a Zombicide game, which I love the series. I'm just very excited for
the
it.
expansion, which is coming with both of our copies, because again, impulse control, blah blah blah, is a steampunk version, and there is totally some Back to the Future references in there, which is what sold my wife on it.
Well, like that was like one of they had me like the game is Zombicide, which is a great base game anyways. I love a lot of the versions of Zombicide, but you can play Doc Holliday killing zombies, and I was like,
right. Yep.
Done.
The only thing that destroyed us that we were really disappointed about, come on, was that there was no train miniature. I mean, there was no completely useless miniature of a train to go choo-choo-choo across the board with.
I know, we were so like, oh, maybe it'll be a train, but then you think about it, it's the dumbest thing to ask for, but we still both wanted it. And yet,
it still wouldn't have been the dumbest thing we've ever seen in a board game.
There's a good to fair chance that we will end up printing a train just to drive them through the zombies. Yeah. But so very excited for that. That's going to be probably our latest Q1 entry that comes in.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I think so. That's slated for April right now. They're decent at keeping their schedules.
Yeah,
and I think they're going to be past the shipping crisis.
And they want to get it out because they have a huge new Zombicide kickstarting next year as well.
They've got their Marvel one coming out, so they want to clear their queue.
We have a ton of other ones we'll talk about throughout the year, but just some highlights ones that we want to discuss real quick are another huge shout out again to Precarious Games for Velocity Vanguard. Yep. That is probably the second highest game we both backed for next year. One of the biggest games. So we both went ham on that.
Yeah, what was your bigger one that you backed?
Zombicide, or was it in the same range?
Oh, I paid more for Velocity. I backed more on Velocity than I did.
I think they're neck and neck. I can't remember the exact amount, but
your extras probably pushed you over.
I had a lot of extras for Zombicide.
I mean, it's same order of magnitude.
It's a lot of game, but we're excited because like it's one of those games. Zombicide's a little bit more shameful because like we're not going to play both copies of Zombicide. At least with Velocity Vanguard, it's a space battle game. We can throw lots of shit.
And so rewinding our board gaming together a little bit back to when we first started doing it, our first game I think we played together, board game, was Heroescape.
And then
so
X-Wing.
Like a tactical, and then it was X-Wing. So this is another, it's kind of a grid-based or hex-based skirmish game. So it kind of goes back to our roots. And myself as an orbital mechanic, it just, I mean, anything where you actually take Newton's laws into effect.
And we got to play it at PAX, which you'll see in our PAX video, but it was just so good. Yeah. That game is...
you get the adrenaline.
Maybe it's our niche, but I really love that game.
Yeah. And
we only got to scratch the surface of it.
Yeah, I did check. They are still in late pledges. They're backing, I want to say they're backing on GameFound right now. So if you are interested in space and skirmish games and things like that, this is a completely unique game.
You know what the game makes me think of?
Of course, that's not even that much.
If you are a fan of The Expanse, yes, this is the board game you should be looking to play. It makes me think of The Expanse because it
takes physics into account.
It takes physics into account into the battles.
And physics sucks.
It absolutely does, which makes it so much fun to play. And it's complicated, but I keep thinking of that show when I play that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just, if you like that, check this out. They're a smaller publisher. They absolutely deserve your love and your money on this game. So we're going to keep...
Yeah, you'll hear us mention it at least once a month until it hits our shelves next November. Yeah. So
the other few ones quick is Iridia. We're very excited for.
Yep. So Iridia is it's a campaign style game, dungeon crawly RPG esque. I've got to back the other add-on I was mentioning before that I got to get the small bodies for it because I know that if I don't have a dwarf for you to play, you're out.
That's fair.
So that one I'm really excited for. They've got a unique 3-layer board system where you reveal stuff on it. So that one looks really, really cool. Yeah. I've given them a lot of my money. Oh, you know what? I think after all is said and done, they're going to get most of my money, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Another smaller game, not smaller game that I spent too much money on. Keep the Heroes Out is a lot of fun. That one I really got. I say I got it for my kids, but I got it for me. Is a fun, very adorable meeples. It's very Root-esque in the art a little bit, it's just these adorable art, but great theme of a game where you're basically playing the dungeon monsters, keeping the heroes out. It's exactly what you think. But I like for me, it's asymmetrical.
Yep.
Tower defense, a lot of fun.
And it flips a norm on its head, which is always fun.
It's reverse dungeon crawl. It's so much fun. You're just trying to keep these annoying heroes from taking your well-earned treasure. Yep. And again, asymmetrical. That's probably our biggest overlap for play style that we both really are passionate about.
Sure.
So very excited for that.
And then your big one.
My big one.
Talk about their Facebook page leading up to it.
My ultimate, and we'll talk about this in other videos, but my ultimate mechanic is hidden movement. I love hidden movement. Not enough games do it, and I just love it. And Beast is by Studio Midhall. Is your 1v many, one player playing the Beast, everyone else is playing hunters, tracking them down. And it's just hidden movement, fun, right in that vein of Fury of Dracula, Scotland Yard. We just played one the other night.
Last Friday.
Last Friday. My brother got a copy of that.
Surprise hit. It hit the table and we absolutely loved it. So we're going to do a review on that soon too. That was a lot of fun in its campaign mode. So
that hit you. Yeah. It's kind of got a whole storyline you can play over the series of 4 or 5 hours. And that one's a lot of fun. Definitely want to play more of that. But hidden movement, so Beast, very excited for that from them. That's going to be
and you said October. Their pledge manager just opened, right?
Late pledges for Beast.
So late pledges, yeah.
It did really well, I think higher than their expectations.
So if hidden movement is your thing, that's going to be the next big thing in the hidden movement genre.
It did really well. A lot of channels have done content on it. It's fantastic. Very excited to play, get it to the table. I love the art style of the game. It has this kind of beautiful kind of watercolor look to it. Right. It's just fantastic, solid game, getting great early reviews. So excited to check that out.
So as we said, those were the games that we're really looking forward to next year. As we said, we do have 20 plus coming from Kickstarter so far. And then there's the straight to retail ones, which we haven't even scratched the surface of yet. I know there's a couple that I'm starting to look at right now, but nothing really to speak of at the exact moment. But if you know of any Kickstarters that we missed that are in late pledges, please tell us in the comments below. If you know of any straight to retail games that are coming out in the near future, let us know those as well. If you have any requests of games that have just dropped from Kickstarter that we can get, that's an important point, that we can get.
Yeah,
let us know. We always want to play the newest and the best.
We can even in this video, in the subject, the area, we can add what we have pledged as well. If you're curious, what we do have.
Yeah, I can put that list up.
We can put our list up and just share that, so you can take a look at it. Other than that, we're going to have some updates on our Facebook page. If we haven't gone over there, check that out as well. We're going to have some community events. We've actually booked a small space, like a hall, next month. Into next month, we're going to be doing our OwlDragon Adventures winter event, which is basically going to be...
It will be this month by the time you're seeing this, by the way.
It'll be in January. So it's January. It's going to be late January, January 22nd. We're going to have... we're going to be hosting a bunch of different games. We will have... it'll be safe for COVID precautions. We've already checked that out with the space.
Yep.
It's going to be... however many players we have, we'll be hosting that many games. We're going to bring several large bags.
I think the only two that we've really settled on that we're almost definitely going to bring is I think Root's going to show up, because Root shows up in everything we do. Root. And I think we're going to bring Nemesis, which is a new player in the game that's fun too. So I think those are the only two we've locked in right now.
Yeah, but follow us on Facebook as well for just some updates on that event if you're in the Connecticut area. So that's going to be a lot of fun for that event.
Sure.
But this has been basically our updates for January. If this is helpful, we'll be doing these every month just to give you, again, an update on what's going on, what we are looking forward in the year, and as Kickstarters start to come back up, ones that we are interested in with and possibly are backing as well.
So as we said at the beginning of the video, thank you if you've already subscribed. If you have not yet subscribed, if you could hit that subscribe button, it means the world to us. And if you really like what you're seeing, please share our content. The more people that see this, the happier we get, and the more we can justify to our wives spending on more board games.
Absolutely. That helps me justify the expense.
We broke, as of the filming of this, we've broken over 300 views, which for a first couple of months I think is pretty good. But if you can get us over 10,000 views, I don't think we're going to get yelled at as much.
Yeah.
So.
But also, feel free to check out our Instagram as well,
Yeah.
our TikTok channel, and on Facebook. Just if whatever works best for you. We just want to be able to engage with our community. With that, we do wish you luck with all of your 2022 board game adventures.
And thank you for joining us on ours.